Now create a new project. Single view application. Give that localization. Create it. Okay. Done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So go to the main storyboard. Go to the editor. Say embedded navigation controller. Okay, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now place a UI view controller. Try to follow this one because otherwise completely it became disaster. So you have a view controller and you have another view controller. Now second view controller, change the name to Storyboard ID to details. For the second screen, change to details. Done. Second screen, change to details. Finish.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now select the navigation controller. Okay, give the storyboard ID root screen. For navigation controller, we given the storyboard ID as a root screen. Done. Finish or not?
Done, sir.
Okay. Now listen. Take the middle view, right? So place a label. Don't apply any, anything. No I mean, nothing. No auto layout, nothing. So just, and here for this label, the alignment is neutral. Neutral alignment. Don't go for left, right, or just right. Go for the neutral alignment. So label neutral alignment. Make it bold. Done. Hopefully it is finished. So make it neutral alignment. Don't forget. Then try to place an icon. That means I want to place an image view. It's an icon actually. Okay. So make it smaller one, like for whatever maybe, make it smaller icon. And for this icon, go to the image, and here we have a list of images actually. So system images. For the differentiate purpose, no arrow is there. Okay, select the left arrow or field one arrow. Select this arrow. Okay, let me identify one hand sign image. Done. So here arrow is there. If you go to the images, there is a system arrow is there. Just select the system arrow. It is finished. Then take a button. Next screen. So just changing the text color to white and the background color to something like this, and making the content to bold. It's fine, whatever. Then copy the same button again, paste it, and this button is something language. One thing, guys, remove the detail screen for now. Otherwise, we can't see the difference later. I can't show the difference right away if I create a detail screen. Just remove the detail screen for now. Just select the detail screen and remove it. Just remove it. Just design this particular screen because I want to show you some difference actually. Finish. Just there is a label called welcome. There is an icon which is indicating the left arrow, and there is a next screen button. There is a language button. That's it. Done. Finish. What happened?
Yes, done, sir.
Hmm. Now run the app. If you run your app, then your app will show you English content by default. Okay, fine. So we have same screen. Now the concept will comes now. So currently application is developed for English and it supports only English. Okay, but let's say so my simulator is setting to the Arabic language. In the sense my device, my user, who using my application, which native language is what? Arabic language. Okay. Now go back to the application. Now still my application is launching in English only. So my device was there in Arabic, but my application is launching in English because I don't have any localization support. When we don't have any localization support, by default, always application is going to launch in what?
English.
English only. Now I'm changing back to English. Which option I have to choose here? Back to English, change to English. Okay, now just keep it this one. Now observe what we have to do. First step. Now select your project. Select your project So don't go to target, project. After selecting the project, here localizations is there. Already English is there, that is a development language, and base itself is English. Now click on this plus button. Click on that plus button. Okay. When you click on this plus button, you will get the list of languages. So whatever the language you want to support, so you can provide. Now see that it's providing Hindi also. If you want, if you are interested, you can. But there are so many languages out there. Telugu also will support it. Urdu also supported. Whatever the language, most probably what languages you need, you can provide it. But now I'm gonna select Arabic. Why Arabic means align it basically, in Arabic, reading will be right to left. Reading, writing is right to left. In other languages, left to right. So Arabic better Arabic option if you choose. Additionally, not only the localization, layout also you have to change. Got my point? So when you are working with normal English, reading, writing, everything left to right. But if you choose Arabic, reading, writing right to left. So layout also has to be changed. That's why I'm choosing Arabic. Select the Arabic. So when you click on Arabic, it has that main storyboard, launch screen. Two options are there. Choose main storyboard. Okay. If you want, you can choose launch screen also. It doesn't have like any kind of specification. If you choose the launch screen, that means the both screens will convert it into two versions. Fine, you can choose both options. Now click on the finish. Okay, after click on the finish, what you can observe, few things you can observe. Now it created a new language, Arabic 1. And the second one, if you expand your main storyboard and if you expand your, there are additional files. Okay, there are the additional files are there. Okay, don't go anything because it's not created completely now. Don't do anything. Just okay. So just close this. Done this part.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we set up the UI already. We did the UI. Select the main storyboard, and here if you choose, see that base language, English, Arabic, additionally files are generated. Okay. Fine, guys. You can see these options, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now uncheck the Arabic. Just uncheck the Arabic. You will get a warning. Do you want to remove Arabic localization main storyboard? Say remove it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Then again click. Now this time you say replace file.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Now the next step what we have to do. So you have the project, right? Go to the project, right click, show in the finder. And if you click on this localization folder, you can observe something new. So click on your localization project, click on showing the finder, go to localization. Here, what's happening actually, whenever you are going to support multiple languages, our Xcode template will generate two different projects files. So two different project files. One is called AR localization project. Another one is going to call base localization project. Okay. So two different projects will be created. So depends on the language, the specific project file will be loaded automatically. That is a primary goal. Okay, like if you are added one more language, same thing will happen. One more language related file will be generated automatically. Okay,
Yes, sir.
now the next one. So the concept is what? Whenever you are enable the localization, the template will generate it. So you will get multiple project files in your code itself. Okay. Now go to mainstream.arabic. So let me translate these things to Arabic. Welcome. Copy. So copy this content and replace Arabic word for welcome. Okay. Now I'm sending that. Now click on the next screen. Copy. Now this is the next screen word. Next screen will replace with this one. Then language button is there, right? Language. No, that one. This is language. So order of the buttons are same. Language. So what's happening right now? Whatever the localization objects are there, like this is the ID UI label, which has a welcome in base object ID for this one. For this one, we created this one. For this one, we created this one. Just replace those three words with actual language words. Done? Okay. Now test. Is it fine or not? How to test? Select your project here. We can verify actually. Here, click on this one. Then click on edit schema. Go to the options, run, options. Then here the system language is there, right? Change the system language to Arabic. That means my system is running in Arabic. Explicitly, I am saying that my system is running in Arabic.
So,
Okay, so project, edit schema, run, option, and application language is Arabic. Then close this dialog box. Now run the app. Now you see the app itself is there in Arabic.
Yes, sir.
Everyone got this one?
yes, sir.
Okay. So this is international. Like your system is running in Arabic, your application will run in Arabic. But not only this one, because we explicitly did what? We explicitly set the language as Arabic. That's why it's working as Arabic. But tomorrow, when you deploy this kind of application, if the device is there in different language, it doesn't work. Okay. So again, revert this change back. Go to edit schema, run option, and change the language back to system language. That means device language has to choose. Okay. So again, if you run now, this time application should be come in English only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the things will start now. Go to the view controller. There are two buttons are there. I am writing two actions for now, just for the mark button actions. Function, navigate to details. This is one IB action. Okay. And function, I think we have to send sender UI button. Switch language. Sender UI button. Done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now create a new class, new file, zip file, and give the name language manager. Language manager. Simply click on create it. So we can generate a new folder basically. and create a new group, something called language helper. Language helper, because one more file also will come here and I'm moving this line. Done, guys? Done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the next thing is what? Class a language manager. So what this language manager should do means this language manager should return us what is the current language user is choose. Okay. So always we have to maintain user preference language. So always we have to maintain user preference language. So I'm creating a global key called Apple language key, which is going to maintain in the user default. So in user default, I'm going to maintain a key called Apple language. So that Apple language is a user preference. Like currently user is which language is selected, that language I'm going to maintain on the user preference. Okay. So get so in edit schema, what you set actually, you set the system language, right? So when you said there is a system language, that means by default, you will get that particular language which is device currently running. Got my point? So in particular option in the schema, whatever the option you choose, that is a system language. So when you choose the system language, that means by default, it is going to give you the default language actually there. Function get current language. Get current language. So how to get the current language means we have to set that we have to choose that, what I can say, whenever we are going to work on this one, first we are going to decide which language is current language. According to that one, it should be work. So get current language always provides what language user is has right now according to that one. Now, so let user default equals to user default, sorry, what's wrong? So here you have to observe one thing. One is called base and one is called Arabic, right? AR. So this thing is very important. Go to the language manager. Let user default equals to, I don't know why it's not getting, user default dot get standard. Okay, let user default equal to user default dot standard. Then ask that if let language array equals to, so we are maintaining the key called user default dot, that's wrong, user default dot get it objects for key. So we are maintaining a key called apple. Okay, so I'm saying that apple language key, and it returns as array. It returns as an array format. Okay,
User default standard is coming here.
same thing is happened with me also. Just I was quit the Xcode and open that. Then let current language equals to language array dot first object or first as string. Then return current language. So if this is not, then return en, that's in the sense base language. So what we did here, if you observe clearly, go to your project, you seen here, the base is there, right? English is a development language, Arabic. So I'm saying same thing. Now it returns string. So the meaning of this one, okay, if user has the preferred language already, give that particular preferred language, otherwise give the English language. So if the user has a preferred language, get that preferred language. If it is not there, give the English language. No, next one. Set language when user change it. So class function set language, send the language parameter, language of string. So when the user is gonna change the language, we have to maintain his preference again. Let user default equals to user defaults standard. Then we already have the key, right? User default dot set. So value. So what value we are going to set here? Language, comma, get current. For key, I'm using some different user default dot set. Just make it class function on top also. Okay, now it is setting the language again. So make it both are class functions. So I'm setting array of objects actually, and from that array of object, the top object I'm going to extract. So what is language manager responsibility means? So the responsibility to get language or set the language from user default. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So who gonna utilize this method? Who gonna utilize this method means wherever you are going to use the switch language switch button. So go to the view controller here. So when user clicks on here, if language manager dot current language is equal to English. If it is English, then language manager of set language to AR, Arabic. Else, language vice versa. Language manager of set language to EN. Just I have to check that either he's going to recognize EN or he's going to recognize base. I want to check. So when user clicks on the language change, then we are going to switch here. Done?
Yes.
Everyone. Don't say again, you move very fast. I want to show each step results here. Otherwise, tomorrow, if you miss something, you can easily analyze, oh, this step is I was forget.
Done, sir.
Okay. Now go to the main storyboard. Link this two methods to two button which is pending actually. Select the view controller. Navigate to details. Touch up inside. Code is not there. We will write. Switch language. Language. Touch up inside.
Yes.
Okay. Now guys, observe. Run the app. Now currently app in which language?
English.
Hmm?
English language.
The base
It's in
language.
English, right?
Yes, sir.
Now click. It came here. It checks that what is current language. Okay, I think it's returning base. It's returning ENUS. That means the base actually. Should be not written ENUS. Let me check what I was missed here.
So it is showing it is in Arabic right now.
Sorry,
It is showing it is in Arabic right now.
because your system language is not changed. Oh, 1 second. Something mess up. What is mess up here? Okay, it's fine. It's working fine. Actually, okay. So the actual problem was you when you are running the first time, very first time, delete the app. When you are running the app very first time, you will get actually system language. Observe clearly. This is very first time installation. Click on this, and when you ask that, okay, what is the language? It gives you ENUS. This is system language. Right now your app is running in which language means is a system language. That's why you are getting this one as a standard one, and it is set the language as what? English. It is setting the language as English. Now when you click again, if you seen right now, now it is showing EN and it's changing to Arabic. Now click. So its language is set to Arabic, but the layout is not changed, right? If you kill the app and if you run again, it should be get in Arabic, but somehow I was deleted the Arabic version data here. So let me copy this data back. Welcome. And this one is next screen. And this one was language. Now it's in Arabic, should be loaded in Arabic. Now there are two problems are there actually. If I change the language, it is changing the language, but still application is there in the same version. It's not updated. So you have to kill the app and you have to run the app again. That means within the app itself, it is not changing the language. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Got my point.
Yes, sir.
See here, what we are doing by default when the user is installed the app, we are getting the system language and we set English as a preferred. Means the default language is one issue. Second issue, on changing of the language, instantly application is not changing. So application has to be restart again. That means application has to be killed again. If you restart, then second launch, you can see the impact of language change. Both are the problem, right? So we need to restart the application in the same instance and we have to set languages are proper.
Sir, again after killing the application, it is not changing in Arabic.
Should be changed in Arabic. Should be changed in Arabic. You have this version of Arabic data or not?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay, if you have the Arabic, then check the language manager code. So by default, it's written in English. Rest of all it is written in normal. Now this is maybe in English. Now it's in English. I'm clicking language. Then I'm killing the app. Then I'm running. Now it's Arabic. Now again I click kill the app. Then run it. Now it's English. Ankita, what's going on?
It's coming exactly same, sir.
Okay, Puneet, what's wrong for you then? What is Ramesh? What is your status?
Coming as yours.
Puneet,
Everything,
1 second. Do one thing. Try to do twice. Like change one by one.
Yes, sir, just killing the app and running again.
Still you are getting old language.
Yes, sir. Let me debug it. What is showing?
No. First you have to verify this language manager course properly. Puneet,
Yes, sir. Happening.
this code is fine. Language manager.
Yes, sir. It is code is same as you.
In ViewController,
Yes, sir. It is also same.
okay. Now select the main storyboard.
Yes, sir.
See the options. What are the options are checked? Base and Arabic.
Yeah, base and Arabic are clicked.
Do one thing. Again, click on Arabic.
Okay, sir.
Remove it.
Pop up. Okay.
Yeah, remove.
Yes.
Again, click
Yes, sir.
replace.
Okay.
Okay. Then just go to the mainstream file and change this content again back.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Now run.
Not happening, sir. Maybe I don't know what is the problem.
That's why I said that each step has to be followed properly. Can you reset the statement inside your code?
So not happening then too. Maybe I don't know what is the problem. Maybe I'll do it later.
So you are gonna miss lot of things. It's not this much. This is not this. This is only the 10%. Lots of things are there to add. Not sure. Okay. So right now there are two problems are there. One is instantly when you are changing the language. Instantly when you are changing the language, it is not changing the language until I'm gonna restart the application. So like you have to restart the application to check the impact. So this is the problem one. So analyze what is this problem, why this problem is occur actually. So if you go to your project, there are two bundles will generated actually. One is AR bundle, AR resource, which is specific for Arabic, and another one is a EN or base. Now we are using base, we are not using EN because base I am considered as a base language, which I changed to EN. So it's fine. So the thing is that whenever you change the language to Arabic, you should load the Arabic bundle actually. You should load the Arabic bundle. Instantly we have to load the Arabic bundle because this bundle only is going to maintain the executable code of specific language. So when you launch the application, by default it was there in the English. When you are changing the language, you change the language to Arabic, but in fact that the bundle still in English. That's why you are not going to impact that. Okay. And the second thing, if you observe, these are the system button, that's why it was changed, but these buttons, these two are not changed actually. So if you come to English, listen, now I change, now observe. So left hand side you have the next screen, right hand side you have the language. When you flip, actually the language has to be come to here. I mean, it has to be go like this, because it changed the layout, right? It changed the layout from left to right. When it is changing the layout from left to right, actually the UI component has to be flipped. So this one was moved, this one was flipped, but these two are not moved. So we have to flip. So these are the two problems when we are working with the localization. So instantly we have to load the other language bundle, and some of the UI component has to be updated. Means layout is changed, so I have to change that layout. This is one. So issue number one, changing the bundle runtime. So changing the bundle at runtime, in the sense I already told you that you have to load this particular file actually. So when user change the language, you should load Arabic language resources, then it will work. So how we can do this one, means we can do this particular thing by using method swizzling process. Method swizzling. So what does mean by the method swizzling? Method swizzling is a process which dynamically change the corresponding methods at runtime. Method swizzling is a process which changes the method behavior at runtime by using the swizzling approach. Okay. So in order to swizzle the method, we have to make localization, in-app localization. Now we did international localization. So international localization, in the sense it is going to check the application, I mean device language. Based on the device language, it is picking the corresponding thing. But we have to do in-app localization. That means when the user is switching the, when the user is switching the language, instantly we have to change that one also. Okay. Now create a class, new file, shift class, make it app localizer. App localizer. Okay. So class app localizer from NS object. Even though you are not using NS object, it doesn't matter. So we have to write method swizzling. So write a function called do the swizzling. So method swizzling means changing the methods dynamically at runtime, depends on your proper input type. So here we have to follow multiple steps, not only one step, we have to follow multiple steps. So step one is like this. Let me copy the content. Step one, we exchange the implementation of localized string for key value table with our special localized string for key value table. So the meaning of this one, we have the different type of content, right? So we have the different kind of content, means we have to change one type to another type directly. We have to change from one type to another type. So in order to do this one, so method swizzling given class name, we are going to implement one more method which is going to do this thing for us. This is a standard method. Now observe here. So this is a method called method swizzle given class name. So if you observe clearly, this particular method, what's happening? It taking a class object, any class, and original selector. That means actual selector method and overridden another. That means it is going to take two methods which has to be interchanged and the class name. So if let original method equal to class get instance method of class and original selector. Then override method class get instance of class override method. So it is going to find out that what is the actual method and what is the replacement method. Okay, so by using this one, so method swizzle given class name. So it is taking the class name has a parameter and actual method and that corresponding method. So original method is going to get by using class get instance method. It is going to get you the original method, and override method equals to class get instance method of class override selector. Then after that, if class add method of class original selected method get implementation of override method get type encoding override method. So what's happening here? One method is going to replace with another method. This is a standard code. It never gonna change anywhere. So it is gonna get you the actual method and original method, then it is going to replace. If you got the original method, so here this condition, it is adding the overridden method to the class. If it is success, then override method will be replaced with actual methods. So if exchange is implemented, then original method, override method, both are going to work. Again, I am repeating. So first statement is going to get the original method. Second is going to return the override method. That means replacement method. If this class already containing the replacement method, then it is exchange, that's it. If this class containing already the replacement, or this class is already having the overridden method or replacement method, then it will exchange. If that method is not added to that particular class, then it will add the new method. That's it. So the method swizzling in the sense at runtime changing the methods. So when you are going to swizzle the methods, you have to send the class name along with actual method and over which method you are replacing. So if that class already containing the overridden method, then it will just extend the implementation. If it is not overridden, then it will add the new method implementation in that particular class. Okay. एक कोड रिप्लेसमेंट कर दिए. Guys are done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now utilize this one. So we have how many resources? We have how many bundles?
Two bundles.
We have two bundles. One is an English bundle and another one is what? Arabic bundle, right?
Arabic. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you see class original selector, override selector. We don't know what is original, what is, because we have to identify that what is the current language and what is the next language, right? You got my point. So we need to know that what is the current language, what is the next language user is using. So class is called bundle.self because bundle replacement. Then the original selector, we should know what is that one. Okay. Just keep this one as it is now. Now we are working with what? This particular files, right? We are working with this particular files. These are gonna call as what? Bundles, project bundles. So everything exists in the main bundles. Okay. Then observe clearly. So stop this particular method code here itself. Okay. So I'm gonna write extension of bundle. This will tell us language specific bundles. This will tell us language specific bundles to be load. Okay. So here I'm going to write a helper method which is going to tell that which bundle I have to load. That means what is the current language bundle. Based on the current language, we have to get bundle extension. Okay. Now here, what is that particular bundle extension? Just this has the standard code. Let me share and explain the code to you. Now replace this particular code here. Get current language. Just change this line number 30 on. Done. Done, guys. Listen. So here I am doing step 1, which is pending. Okay. So what we are doing there, we are exchanging the method implementation dynamically, which is pending. So here, if you observe in this particular method, it is going to take a key and the value and the table. So step 2, we get the preferred language, that is EN or Arabic, whatever the language. So current language equal to language manager dot current language. It can return EN or it can return AR. You remember first installation we are not getting EN, we are getting US, EN US, right?
Yes,
If
sir.
you
EN or US we were getting.
first default one, because we have the default language. At the time we don't have the difference. So we will do now, we will set everything. So current language, I'm gonna set bundle. Now the step 3, if you observe here, we check if there is a bundle for that language, that is EN project, language project, or AR language project, or base, whatever may be. So if let path equals to bundle.main.path for resource of current language. So current language can return EN project, or current language can return AR project. So we have two projects, right? So So if you see in here, you have AR language, you have EN language. Two are there, and one base language is there. That is by default, which is gonna come. So first time the base will play the role here. So when user doesn't have any preferences, when the user doesn't have any preferences, then it is going to check what is that language. So if part will check, okay, current language is EN, then load the EN bundle. If current language is a AR, load the AR bundle. Assume that if these two are not there, we are not getting any language code from our then by default it loads which bundle? Which bundle it is loading? Base bundle, which is by default exists, development bundle. Okay, so this is just replacement of those bundles. Now come back to this code. So here we have to swizzle, that means we have to change. So how I am going to change here? Versional selector hash selector. So the method name is called bundle dot localized string for key for value. Okay, and the second one is going to call as selector bundle dot special localized string. This is the thing. So it will get localized string, then it will replace with the special localized string key. So it's a standard one by default. One bundle is going to replace with the another bundle with this one. Finish? Finish or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now go to appdelegate.shift file. Did finish launching with option is there, right? Go there. App localizer dot do sizzling. Do swizzling. Right? Done?
Sir.
Now
Yes, sir.
run. Now language. I change the language. Anything happen? Nothing. Again change the language. Anything is happen? Nothing. Why? Why it is not happen anything? Why it is not happen anything? Because our bundle is changed, but storyboard was never changed. We have to restart the app, right?
Yes, sir.
So when user clicks on the language change, so language manager is changing the language or not? Language manager is changing the language, and method swizzling also execution. Method swizzling also switching the, because method swizzling we set at delegate method type only. So at the delegate, that means method swizzling also done, but the storyboard was never updated. Now go to the view controller, exactly end of this method. So you remember what is the name we given for navigation controller? this one. We given one name. Navigation root or root screen, right? Okay. Just go back.
Yes, sir.
Now observe clearly. So once user switch the language, these are going to change the preference. After changing the preference, method swizzling is going to execute automatically and it is going to switch. Okay. Now observe here. If let root window equals to UI application dot say dot window is an array. Windows is an array. Dot first. So the topmost window you have to get. Root level. You remember surface. Topmost. Okay. Then root window dot root view controller equals to. So this particular root view controller is exist in the storyboard. Self dot storyboard root screen. It's a navigation screen. It's fine, no problem. So I switch the root navigation again. Then UI view dot transition of root window duration 0.533 option flip from anything, flip from left, flip from whatever may be. I choose flip from. Animation is empty, completion is empty. Done.
Yes, sir.
Now run the app. Now observe. You can flip in different direction. If language is English, I can flip in another languages. I can do, but right now. But if you observe clearly, it is changing, but the layout is not changing, right? I mean to say, this welcome actually in English here, next screen. So still, basically now the layout is changing, right? Bundle is changing from you remember there are the two problems was there. One is app has to be restart in order to apply the language and the layout issue. Now we fix one problem, right? So
Sir.
without killing the app, are you able to switch the language now?
Yes.
Yes. But layout is still issue.
Yes.
Ramesh,
Yes, sir.
it's fine.
Yes, sir. It's fine.
You are getting like this output,
Yes, sir.
and Puneet, you are missed out.
Yes, sir, we'll do it.
Now, if you can check the changes, it is working fine.
Sir, which sir?
With current changes, if you test your app, is it working? Can you check?
No, sir. The thing is that method swizzle given class name. This method is we have written in this function do the swizzling, so it is not working here. It is saying something like instance member method swizzle given class name cannot be used.
Uh, that's your code ran. So you are placed outside or inside this code?
Outside.
Should be outside of the class. And this is class function or normal function?
Class function only.
Then simply works. Yeah, something you are missing actually.
Yes.
Okay, so continuation, guys. Listen. Okay, so the continuation is what? Now the language is able to change, but the layout is not able to change. Now you have to add layout changing again. So method swizzling again. So what is a class name this time? UI application. UI. Oh, we can't get UI stuff here because of foundation. Now change to UI kit. So UI application. So class is UI application dot self. Like anything which is not supporting to you, like maybe text field, maybe the label, maybe anything, just you can say that, okay, swizzle the code actually. Okay, orientation. So orientation has to be changed here. So it has to be get some orientation specific. Now write down the selector. Okay. So here for this orientation, again, we need one more method. Okay, so for this particular problem, we need one more method actually, right? So you have to write a extension, app extension. Now copy this particular code. So what does mark extension get current language? Okay, so here this is application level extension. Okay, so if you observe this one, this is a method which can be used. I will tell you where I am going to use. If the orientation, if the user interface layout direction is left to right, this is called Arabic, right to left. So it returns true. So here there are two methods are there. One method is going to change for the orientation. Another method is going to use for checking that what is the current orientation. So if it is a right to left orientation, it returns true UI application shade user interface layout direction equal to right to left. And there is a method called custom user interface direction. Custom user interface direction. So what this method will do, so it only the getter method where direction equal to left to right. If the language, current language is Arabic, it returns right to left. So by default, direction is a left to right. And if the language is Arabic, I am making right to left, and that is my direction. Any doubt on this particular extension? So there are two methods. One method is going to return true if direction is right to left. Another method will change the direction. If it is English, by default English is there. So default direction is left to right. And whenever the direction is changed to Arabic, then I will say right to left and I will return the direction. Done?
Yes, sir. Till
Okay,
here is
now,
done.
yeah, apply this thing to swizzling again. So again, we have to swizzle this one. That means what UI application related orientation swizzling you have to write. So the selector, so getter of a property. Now we are working on a specific property actually. UI application dot share dot custom user interface direction. So it has to be override. It has to be override with another, I mean same direction again. Selector UI application dot shade application dot Okay, so it sends first one custom direction, and that custom direction will be override with another. That means it is going to switch one to another. What's happening here? Okay, get up. So it goes to that method, it will find out what is the current layout and it will switch to another layout. So just layout replacement will happen now. Done.
Yes, sir.
Now run the app. Switch. Okay, but still it is not adjusted, right?
Yeah, it's not adjusted.
Yes. Why? Because not only the layout changing direction is enough, we have to do some additional things also. Okay. Now go back to main storyboard. Now when you are working with the localization, layout constraints are very important. Now observe. Select welcome, apply the constraints, top 50, left 20, right 20, height constraint of 40 pixel. Okay. Top 50, left 20, right 20, and height 30 pixel. Okay, then select the image, the icon, height width fixed to 40, 40. Okay, height and width 40, 40. From the top label, given 30 pixel of space. Okay, then add constraint, and the next one additional constraint, center horizontal to label. Center horizontal to label. Done. Now select this language button. Height is a 44 pixel. Left side padding is a 20 pixel. I'm giving the fixed width of 130 pixel. So left 20, height 44, width 130. It's not enough. Then select the button, vertical center. Same thing for this one. Left 20, height 44, width is 130, and I will say center in the safe area. Done, guys?
Yes, sir.
Now observe, now run. Right? Still, there are the issues. What is the issue? This particular, this image is not flipped to another. I mean, see, English, this arrow is pointing to left side, right? In Arabic also it is pointing to left side, one. And the label
Top
in
one.
English also left side, in Arabic also left side. Okay.
Yes.
So in order to fix the layout, the first step, giving the auto layout constraint, we give an auto layout constraint, but still it is not working. And the second one again, so when you are working with auto layouts are done, then you have to force your layout actually. So go back to switch language. In Arabic, layout should be come from which direction? Right to left, right? So UI view dot appearance dot symmetric content attribute equals to dot force right to left for Arabic. Okay. Then if it is English, force left to right. UI view dot appearance dot symmetric content attribute equal to force right to left for Arabic, force left to right for English. Now run. Now if you observe, yes, we can see the difference. Now the label is array. Why this is so screwed up with my. Okay, so if you've seen, arrow is pointing right. This is a language button now. For Arabic, the language button is here. Now I came to English, arrow is pointing here, welcome is pointing here. Now language button right. Now language button left. So exactly the mirror flow, right?
Yes, sir.
Exactly, it is giving the mirror layout or not? So language was a right side. When you click, it comes to left side. Now Arabic arrow is that one content. So it is giving exactly the mirror flow. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But still the issue is that this is actually whatever the icon I was used, this icon is a system icon, so it is setting left right automatically, but custom icon may not be support, maybe text field may not be support, UI labels, lots of things are there. Okay, keep it. So one more problem is what the next problem what I'm saying now, every time you can't do this kind of thing for each and every storyboard. Got my point what I'm saying? So your project have maybe hundreds of storyboard, hundreds of label and dynamic. These are the static, right? This text field button, these are the static, which I knows at the time of creation I given the names. But tomorrow if you are working on a project where the content is dynamically comes from somewhere and you have to make localization. So how many things you can make localization with this particular ID, object ID, object ID, object ID? And if you are creating the object dynamically, then how you can make those things Arabic version or the language specific version? It's very complicated, right? It's very complicated because at the storyboard level we know that okay, this storyboard has this many buttons and we know these are the things, but if you are adding the things dynamically, you can't make localization at the time of creation. Okay, to overcome this particular problem we have to go with localized files, not this thing. Localized files. This is only base version. Even though you can delete this particular version also, it's fine. Now what happened next time? Listen. So the next one, the continuation flow. Right click, new file, Cocoa touch class, create next, details view controller. Click on next, create it. So I created a view controller called detail view controller. Okay.
Sir,
Okay,
Fine.
sir.
can you please
Now,
copy that switch language code, sir? IB
which
action,
language?
switch language in the view controller.
What is missing there? Nothing, right? It's the same code. Just I added an extra line there.
Yes, sir, that line, sir. Yeah, okay.
That means you are not done up to here. And this kind of concepts, if you are not following, then the problem. Okay.
No, sir, done, sir. But thing is that I missed that line. That semantic content attribute we written. No, I missed it.
Hmm. Okay. Now, next. So go to the main storyboard. And now place a view controller. Now this view controller is going to take some additional properties actually. Let's say it's going to take a text field. Okay, I'm not doing anything, just text field. I want to place a content for this one. I'm going to take a image view. Something like this. Okay. Then I'm going to take a label also. Okay. Now just I was sending that. So just make sure this image can be copied to the resource. Just to the project, drag into the project, okay? Because I want to show you and check copy if needed. Finish. Just make it just change the image to okay. And it's not good. Make it aspect to field. Okay. I think this one also fine. But this is too much size maybe. Okay, keep it like this. Now observe. Give the left, right, bottom 0, 0, 0. Left, right, bottom 0, 0, 0. Okay. Then height I am giving half of the view. Property of height I am saying 0.5. Okay. Now it looks good, fine. Now the text field, left 20, right 20, top 50. Okay, and the height constraint is 44. Then label. So for this label, left 20, right 20, and the top from text field 20 pixel. Okay. So for this one, I'll be bold, whatever, maybe just for the top, keep it like this. Okay, done. And give the name of this storyboard has details. Done. Finish
So,
or not?
till here is done.
Yes. Next up, हम लोग details में जाएंगे. So create a text field. IB outlet v var of UI text field. Just for explanation, not serious logic, just how to handle these things. V var label of UI label, right? Then IB outlet v var of image view of UI image view. Okay. So now again we can't do like, okay, for again this storyboard, again go, again localize, you can't do like that, okay? So just create these three outlets, then I will give you alternate way to do this localization stuff, content localization direct. So layout localization, these all are done. Now content level, how to you can handle like this. Now again go back to the main storyboard, change this class name to detail view controller. Okay. Now image view to image view, label to label, then text field to text field. No delegates, nothing. Okay. Done, guys? Done.
Yes, sir.
Now go to the view controller. Now हमारे पास और एक मेथड है ना यहाँ पर, navigate to detail. Let vc equals to self dot storyboard dot view controller with identifier called details has, what is that? Detail view controller. Okay, then we are not doing anything here. Self dot navigation controller dot push view controller of VC animated view. ठीक है? Now next screen, it's loading to next screen. So here back is there. Now change to Arabic. Next screen, it's loading back. See, it is still back. It is showing back. In Arabic also it is showing back only. Right? Again change back to English. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. अब देखो next क्या करना है. So next. So content. So if you want to write the specific content for the specific languages, go to the file or simply go to the what is called just click right click, new file. So here scroll down, in resource you have string files. In resource you have string file. Okay, click on the string file and give the name as localizable. Localizable.
Sir, this string file is same as text file or a different
No,
file?
it's different. So create it. Now you will get a localizable dot string file. Okay, then expand the right arrow and here, so select that particular file and select this one, and here is a button called localize. Okay, there is a button called localize. Right, now click on this localize option to have English. Now make it English. Okay, now again click on same file and this time select Arabic. So if you see here, you have two files now, English, Arabic. Like you have another language, it will go another language also. Fine. Now what you have to do here? So just you have to make sure that some kind of content. Let me send you now in English file, write down this files. In English, you write down home equal to home, details equals to details. And let me write down something one more. And sign equals to and sign. So in English file, place these all three. Okay. Next, what you have to do again, same setup. So left side is going to call as a key, right side is going to call as a content. So copy this thing, go to the Arabic, place it, but it should be have Arabic content. Okay. Let me provide you the Arabic content for this. Home is gonna replace with this word. Detail is going to replace with this word. Okay, and hand sign gonna replace with this particular one. Now place this one in Arabic file. So for home, I'm saying this is Arabic. For details, this is Arabic. This is hand sign. Done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so what we have to do now here, so we have a resource file called string file, which has the content. Left side is a key and right side is a content of the corresponding language. So basically this is a string, right? So on string itself, we have to write an extension which can give you localized content to you. So we have to write an extension which gives you. So if you observe clearly, now here we have two different projects, right? One is an English project, one is a Arabic project, right? So we have to pick proper file for that one. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to the language manager class and writing a extension on the string class because it is a string file basically. What that is gonna do, so there is an extension get current language. So here in your bundle, how many string files you have? Two string files, right? One is for English, one is for Arabic, right? So I am writing called where localize it, which returns string. It is going to find out current language related bundle. So after finding the current language related bundle, that bundle file, and it is going to return ns localized string self and returns a value. Observe clearly. Now take this particular code, how I'm going to use this one, place this code into the language manager.
Done, sir.
Okay.
Till here.
Yeah. Now go to the ViewController class. In view did load, write down self dot title equal to home dot localized. So what is this home is a key. Localized in the sense the method which you added. So when you say localized, your control will goes to localized file and find out this key and fetch this key corresponding content. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now the same line copy and go to detail screen. In detail screen view did load, place this one and say details dot localize it. So again same thing. So details is a string file. So when you say localize it, it goes to that particular string file. It will find out that what is a current project resource, and from that particular resource string file, it will pick automatically. So you no need to do for every storyboard level these kind of things. So home. Now next screen, details. Right? Get back. Change the language. Now go. Now it's saying, see the arrow is, everything is turned. Arrow is pointing reverse order, back is changed and it is showing in Arabic. Okay, now come back, change to English. Next, see home detail. Everything is okay. Now, the next requirement is that when I go to the next screen, if you see this arrow, okay, this arrow is pointing like this. And when I change to Arabic, this arrow still, but in Arabic, it has to be go as a mirror screen. So this problem was never occurred with this icon. This problem is never occurred with this icon because this was a system icon. But whatever the thing we place, that is a custom. So custom image view doesn't have the capability. And the same thing label I want to run opposite. So in English, so if you go to the English, this is left, right? In English, this label has to be text should be aligned to right. So let's see next thing what I'm gonna do now. Self dot, oh, I given the wrong name. Okay, fine. Spelling mistake. Label dot text equal to, what was the key? This is called hand sign, right? So I will say hand sign dot localizer. Same thing. Self dot text field dot text equal to localizer. Okay, now observe. So when I go to next screen, hand sign, everything is aligned to left, right? Everything aligned to left in English.
Yes, sir.
Now, when I change language, then see, label is aligned to right, but the text field text is not aligned because everything will not align.
Okay.
Everything will be not aligned automatically when we are working with localization. So must and we have to do some kind of, okay, we have to do some kind of changes on that one.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so the problem we are facing with what? The problem we are facing with the text field, right?
Text field, yeah.
So for that one, now go to, now make it this thing. Now add this line in method swizzling code.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and writing a extension for UI text field. How I was writing the extension for that. So I'm adding one more extension. So whatever the text fields are there, you have to make sure align properly. Now copy this particular code also. So I'm saying that if it is RTL, right, otherwise left. Copied.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now run. Now go to next screen. आ गया? Now go to the English.
Yes.
Go to next screen. But still,
English
sometimes
is coming here. Yeah.
it is okay because same kind of same kind of session may not be get. But what we have to do this kind of things, for this kind of problem, go to the detail screen because I'm saying that every component doesn't impact on your layout changes. Okay, sometimes may not be changed. Now what you can do now, self dot text field dot text alignment equal to UI application dot is RTL. We have the utility method which returns you the layout direction. If it is Arabic, you say ns text alignment dot right or else
Hmm.
you say left. So everything doesn't support. Sometimes it may not be support. Oh, there could be the another problem also. We are writing in view did load. We can move this thing. So we did up. We will control that about to added. Now we can go to here. Is the best place to do like this because view did load will works only one time, right? We will appear animated. Now I'm gonna place here. So this is the best place to make this kind of things. Okay. Now irrespective of language, depends on RTL check, it is going to work now. Now next screen, all are left. Now change the language, go to next screen. So maybe we are doing something in reverse. Now can you check what is the alignment of this text field? This one, text alignment, it's not neutral only. When it is neutral, is RTL right? I'm not sure, maybe in the same session it's not supporting. Let me kill. In the same session it's not supporting. In same session it is not supporting. Self dot text field dot layout use. Let me check what exactly I'm getting actually. What is that language? It says, oh, is RTL is returning false. Oh, it is returning false. Okay, let me check the language. Okay, we can make it something like this. So just I'm changing my code to like this, equal to AR. Let me check. It is AR, right? Language change. This time when I come, what is returning? En. If it is En, it should be left actually, but it is still in right. Okay, I will fix this problem. Maybe some other thing I'm missing. So the main important is that now we arrange the labels, we arrange the text fields in the order. Okay, but this image is a basic problem. Okay, image still not, creating a mirror. So what we have to do for this one, so we know the image name, right? Let observe. If UI application is RTL, or if language manager dot get current language is equal to AR. Okay, let image equals to UI image. What is the name of the image? Finger gun. It has to be changed to actually. Okay, let me give the JPG itself. Maybe it will load finger gun dot image flipped for right to left layout direction. Okay, then self dot image view dot image equal to image. So there are multiple ways are there. This image is never written anything. I think we can do image view transfer also. Transfer. Image view dot transfer equals to image view dot transfer transfer dot rotate maybe -1. Let me check. Not -1 exactly. Flip option. Let me try this one. -10. Image view rotate. Rotate by 360. Rotate by 1, what it will do? Rotate by 1. It's not a good idea actually. This is not good idea at all. Hmm, there should be some utilities. I will check. There are multiple combinations. Like generally, the people will do like this. Let me show you. This is right. What the people are will do for this kind of problems. Let me go into this one. Okay, now copy this one, make it new. Okay, just so this is doesn't suits as a rotation. Like even though you rotate like this, they should be given a different image actually. Okay, they should given a different image. Let me find out hand sign, right? Any other image? Hand sign, right?
Sir, you mean to say it should mirror the left side, no, sir? To show to the right
Even though
side?
you mirror the left side, it doesn't work like this, right? Actually, so what in general, what's going to happen? They are going to provide two different images to you. In Arabic version, is a different image. In the English version, different image. So in your code, where you are going to do this kind of work, so here we are going to check the condition. If the condition belongs to the AR or some other thing, So load the different image. Okay, maybe it's not works, but this should be work. Okay, these are the things to handle about the any kind of localization step if you are doing. So it has to be show like mirror screen exactly, which is maybe I can check. If it is possible, I can write the statement. Okay, these are the things about the localization. Okay,
Okay, sir.
now the thing is exist how we can improve this kind of stuff.